June 1996. Wilmington, Delaware. A quiet coastal city where power and reputation meant everything. But beneath its calm exterior, a secret relationship was spiraling toward something irreversible. And Marie Fahey was 30 years old. Soft-spoken, devout, dedicated to her work as scheduling secretary to the governor of Delaware. She lived quietly, carefully, respectfully. But behind the scenes, she was involved with one of the most powerful men in the state. Thomas Capano. A former deputy attorney general. Wealthy, connected, married. And Marie kept a journal. And inside its pages, she documented everything. The affection, the control, the tension, and the fear that was slowly growing. She wanted out. She wrote about ending the relationship, about reclaiming her independence. But powerful men rarely accept rejection quietly. On June 27th, she agreed to meet Thomas for dinner. To him, it was another opportunity. To her, it may have been closure. Later that evening, they returned to his home. What happened inside that house would never be witnessed. Only reconstructed. Investigators would later believe an argument broke out. Voices raised. Tempers flared. And something went terribly wrong. Days earlier, Capano had purchased a large marine cooler. At the time, it seemed ordinary. Soon, it would become central to the case. That same night, his boat left the dock. No fishing trip planned. No passengers recorded. Just darkness and open water. The next morning, Marie didn't show up for work. Her phone went unanswered. Her apartment was undisturbed. She had vanished. Her family reported her missing. At first, police saw no signs of violence. No blood. No struggle. Just absence. Investigators questioned Thomas Capano. He appeared calm, cooperative, controlled. He said he barely knew her. But detectives noticed something unsettling. For a man connected to a missing woman, he showed no urgency, no fear. Then they found her journal. And everything changed. The entries revealed a relationship filled with emotional pressure. Jealousy, possessiveness, control masked as affection. And Marie had written about wanting to leave him. About feeling manipulated. About feeling afraid. Investigators began connecting timelines. Phone calls. Receipts. Boat records. One detail stood out. The marine cooler purchased days before her disappearance. And the boat trip that night. A trip that had no clear explanation. Without a body, prosecutors faced a nightmare. No body. No confirmed crime scene. No forensic proof. Capano understood the legal system better than most. He had once helped enforce it. Investigators turned up the pressure. And eventually, they turned to his family. His brother, Gerard Capano, was questioned repeatedly. And slowly, his composure began to crack. Gerard revealed something shocking. Thomas had confessed to him. He claimed Marie's death was accidental. That during an argument, she fell, but instead of calling for help, he panicked. According to Gerard, Thomas placed her body inside the cooler. He loaded it onto his boat. and sailed into the Atlantic. There, under the cover of darkness, he dumped her into the ocean. The FBI now had a direction. They retraced every step. Receipts confirmed the cooler purchase. Marina logs confirmed the boat movement. Witnesses placed him at the dock that night. The web of evidence tightened. In 1999, Thomas Capano was arrested. The trial drew national attention. A powerful prosecutor, a missing woman, and no body. Prosecutors argued this was not an accident. It was deliberate. They presented the journal. Her own words. Her fears. Her warnings. The defense argued there was no physical proof of murder. No remains. No forensics. But the jury listened carefully. They heard about the cooler, the boat, the confession to his brother. They studied the timeline, the contradictions, the lies, and they saw through the calm exterior. After hours of deliberation, the courtroom fell silent. The verdict was read. Guilty of first-degree murder, despite the absence of a body. Thomas Capano was sentenced to death. Years later, Delaware abolished capital punishment. His sentence was reduced to life in prison. He would never walk free again. And Marie Fahey's body was never recovered. The Atlantic kept it secret. But her journal ensured her voice was heard. It told the story she never lived to finish. A story of control, power, and obsession. A reminder that manipulation often hides behind charm. And that silence does not equal innocence. This case proved something rare in criminal law. You don't always need a body to prove a murder. Sometimes, the truth rises anyway. Even from the deepest waters.